Hi everyone, I'm Meta Harbi and welcome to our series, Alumni Answers. I'm here with.
Miriam. What are we saying after that? Aren't you asking questions?
Okay, okay. So Mariam, can you actually teach us what Men Are Not Connect is?
Yeah, so it's basically a platform where we connect like upperclassmen to underclassmen. And basically what that means is like people who have already graduated or are in the process of graduating, they have like experience that like people in younger grades don't really know about. So I feel like it's important to like connect them to each other so that they can get advice and they'll know how to like go through the application process or like which stats got which people in. And I feel like it's kind of modeled after LinkedIn in some ways because, LinkedIn, you connect with other people and you try to learn from their stories and you're trying to like make connections that with people who have experience, right? And basically, we're trying to do that, but with Manarat students so that, we can learn more in detail about the specifics, not just to like general graduates, but like graduates from Manarat. So, yeah, that's basically it.
Also, our account is more like a personal touch, not like because we're teaching people about Men Are Not students specifically, but we also might have some other students. Stay tuned. You guys
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, of course. We're not biased or anything.
You guys never know. Maybe there's other students. Okay, so what do you think is like the point of our series, Alumni Answers?
So I think the point of the series is to really like delve into those graduates and their stories. So when you're having like one-on-one interviews, you can really get to know the person and get to see how they came to the outcome that they got and like how you can relate your experience to them. I feel like that's definitely the point of this.
Okay, so you just finished junior year and you're going into senior year, what's something that you regret in your freshman or like sophomore year?
I think something I
By the
regret.
way, for those like who don't know, senior year is grade 12, and then like junior year is like grade 11, and then sophomore year is grade 10, and then freshman is like grade 9. So just like in case people don't know that. So yeah,
Yeah.
many you know.
Yeah, so basically, I really regret like not knowing about this before. Like obviously that's not my fault, but I regret not being more involved freshman and sophomore year because I feel like so freshman year I didn't know anything about anything. And also when you're non-Saudi, it's a bit harder because you're not exposed to the same like resources and programs as like Saudi. So I didn't really know about those anyway. But then in my sophomore year, I got to know a bit more about them and I started becoming more involved in like online activities and like I asked my friends about like, oh, which programs can I join? And they kind of helped me a lot. And then sophomore year was more of a planning year. I feel like you really need to have that, but that should be your freshman year. But for me, it was my sophomore year because I didn't know. But so in my sophomore year, I was just planning, laying everything out, laying the foundations. Obviously, that's a bit late, but that happens, guys. It's okay.
You're
It's
better. You're
fine.
me. Worse.
Bro,
Freshman
it's
year, knew nothing. Like I genuinely, when I tell like you guys this, that freshman year I knew nothing. I was totally lost. I didn't even know what extracurriculars were. I didn't even know you had to like do extracurriculars. I just thought qadrat and that's it. And then sophomore year I started learning more about that and I went and did like my first extracurricular. And then junior year I focused mainly on extracurriculars as well because I was really behind on that. And I started doing like more things like extracurriculars related to my major, not just like any extracurriculars because just because they're extracurriculars does not mean they're beneficial to you. I feel like a lot of people ignore that point.
yeah, they just
So
join everything and then
yeah, they
they
do
just expect
everything
it
and
to
it's
work.
not, it doesn't make your application stronger, but basically weakens your application. And over the summer right now, I'm focusing on college entrance exams as well as like senior year going into like college entrance exams and applications. So you can tell that we both didn't start earlier enough and we both like deeply like regret it. That's why our account is here to like help you guys with that as well. And yeah,
I think that's what really inspired us, like that experience of just not having someone older telling us that, like, oh, you guys need to do this, this, and this. We had to find out, like, through experience, through our own resources. So, like, if I had like a mentor, I feel like it would have been made things so much easier, especially someone I could relate to. Like from our school, if someone was talking about, like, oh, I did this, and I got here, that'd be really inspiring at that time, especially.
especially because we're also like a younger age, like we didn't know anything. I feel like most of us like spent that time being immature or like do focusing like more on like fun activities rather than like
Yeah.
actually trying to make a difference and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's not
so
like
maybe
it was like a waste of time. Like we were doing stuff, but it just wasn't like the right stuff. It wasn't the stuff that we needed to be doing.
exactly we were doing like a lot of just like immature stuff, basically like playing games or
Yeah.
like do like watching shows. We could have like used our time because right now we're like all focusing on college entrance exams and it's very stressful and like college applications as well. So if we started it earlier, we wouldn't have to be doing things last minute.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like when you're at like freshman year or like sophomore year, I feel like you have the time to sort of think everything through. So that makes it more thorough. And then you can show like the lasting impact of you repeating something over the years, Like, for example, if you started a club in freshman year and then you just keep going, it shows you that you're committed to that cause. I feel like that's also really important too, because like all of the extracurriculars we jammed in like junior year and like we're gonna jam in like um a senior year. Yeah, that's gonna be like that's so stressful for us because we're writing college applications, the essay, finishing
Last
up the
minute
tests,
test.
GAT, Tahsili, SAT, it's a
I
lot.
don't have like you have to meet English like requirements international students, so you have to like take IELTS as well. So it's like all very packed.
Yeah.
So start earlier. Like that's our advice. You have to like start earlier. Don't be like us, guys.
Yeah, don't be like us. And like know what you want to do. Like you don't have to
Mm.
have like a certain career in mind, just like a general area of what you want to do. And if you change later, that's completely fine. But just base your extracurriculars off something you're actually interested in, because then it's actually gonna take you places, you'll actually get somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was like about to mention, which is like major. How did you end up like choosing the major that you did?
So actually, no one in my immediate family is an architect, but I wanted to do architecture because I saw my cousin doing it, and like her job seemed really cool. And I really like the fact that it combines like art and like technicality, like math and physics. I feel like that creates like a really interesting intersection, which is like something I really enjoy. Like I don't want to be doing like all math or like an arts degree. Like I don't want to do that. I want to do something that gives me the best of both worlds. So that's kind of how I got to it. What about you?
Honestly, for my major, okay, my whole life I was so convinced on medicine, my whole life, and then we
That's so
come to
like stereotypical too. Like
it's so stereotypical, okay, and then beginning of junior year. I started this like extracurricular called STEM racing, which was like my second year doing it. And I was the project manager for my team. And I was started like being really interested into like in like business management and all of that. I even like read like those PMP like certificate like books. So I was really like into it and like interested in it. So I was like, oh, I'm conflicted now. I want to do business management, but I also want to do medicine. And then I realized like, oh, I don't want to do medicine anymore, and I'm more interested in business management. And I also looked at my extracurriculars, and I realized like, oh, my extracurriculars relate more to business rather than medicine. So I thought it was like it's a sign, like it's meant to be. I have to do business
yeah.
management.
Yeah, and it just happens like that. I feel like you don't always know what you want to do and you don't always know where you're going in life, but like somehow you get there. Like even in
Exactly.
the college application process, you have to trust that you're gonna get somewhere. And like, guys, calm down.
Here in Saudi, fun fact, you don't choose your own major. They
I
choose
know
for
that's
you.
so
So
crazy. When you told me that, I was like, what? And I think that's
So
like some colleges, not all of them, because
yeah.
from what I heard, like it's some of them, not all, but like some of them too, like that's insane.
And so like maybe if you don't apply internationally and you apply here to Saudi colleges, don't be disappointed with the major you're getting because it's always like God's like plan, like khira. Just like don't like be disappointed. And maybe it's gonna like work out in the end. Maybe it's like what you were meant to do your whole life. Maybe you're gonna do something better with it.
Hmm.
Like master something else. So you never know,
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely. Trust the process. That's how these things work. Do you want to talk a bit more about what we're gonna do, like our future plans? Like, I don't want to give spoilers, but just a little bit about what we're gonna do in the future. So, do you want to say it or should I?
You can go ahead first because low-key
Okay.
that's like snapping me to reality. Like it's making me realize that there is a like future like after senior year and we're gonna do stuff. And it's like
Yeah. And also like for what do you call this? Monarch Connect. I feel like this thing has like it's gonna be lasting, it's gonna have an impact that's not just for us. It's gonna be like across these years. We're planning on getting a website. First of all, we're gonna have a website where people can connect, not like LinkedIn sort of, but like maybe like a chat system. And then we might do some sort of resource. We're gonna do resources, yeah, like a file or files, with like access to blogs and like different things that might help you in your process application process. And then one thing I'm really excited about is like our AP like
why
tutoring
are you
system. We're
about
still getting
that?
that sorted out, but like I feel like that's such a big help. Like I feel like especially since we have to self-study for them,
Oh
like if
yeah.
you have someone older than you who's like helping you learn and like giving you access to resources that they thought like actually helped them when they took the test, like real test takers, like I
Mhm.
feel like that would be so helpful. Like I love hearing from people like firsthand experience. And yeah, I would just love that. If I had that this year, that would have been insanely helpful.
Lost when they were taking APs. They were all like stressed out, and it was like they. I think they started studying like actually studying like a month before, so they were all
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it was because so our school we had registration in like November. So we only had like December, January, February, March, April, and then May is like the month of testing. So like 5 months. And for me personally, I was taking the SAT in December and March. So it was like crazy because I was like juggling all of that. I swear to God, I learned so much about studying though, like self-studying. Like I've never studied like I did with like the SAT or my APs. Like, bro, I would be on the ground and like just with like all my notes around me. I swear to God. And
oh
they're all
my god,
color
yes,
coded.
you know you're locked in, sitting on the ground, and like your notes everywhere. Everything is like scattered and everything
Yeah,
like that. You know, like
yeah,
you're locked in.
yeah. And I would study so late too. Like I never saw that side of me. Like I was never like a big studier anyway. But bro, I tell you, SAT and APs, they brought out the worst study animal in me. It was insane. No, but definitely like getting help with that. And then you know what else I was thinking? I was
Extracurriculars
thinking we should do
during
like
month.
what?
During AP month, you had like extracurriculars to do as well.
Yeah, yeah. We were working on MUN. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like I was balancing everything. It was insane. But it worked out. It worked out well, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that done. And like this month I'm just chilling, bro. I swear to God, I'm like doing nothing. But yeah.
I was like so out of it because we have 3 terms, and it's like I'm taking a
Yeah.
break. I'm gonna like lock in later.
Yeah, like and it's fine to
Yeah.
take a break, Like that's you have to do that. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. But yeah, and then also I was thinking, how like we're like there's multiple Manarat schools like across the country. I was thinking we should do like an ambassadorship program where we have like someone from each school, like help represent us. So we're gonna do that too, right? That's
Um,
like a good idea.
good idea. Yeah. I also think we should have this like ongoing. Like just because we graduated doesn't mean that this shouldn't be like
No,
still
definitely. That's the
active.
aim of this. like lasting impact and like connecting between the graduates, the seniors, and then the freshmen. Like I want that to last. That's like the
Guys,
main objective.
like gone, okay? Like it's not gonna be the same because like we're gone, but like still, it's
You
still gonna
know,
be there.
the OGs.
The originals, we started this. We also do a WhatsApp community, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna like have everyone in there and maybe like some seniors too, like a seniors group chat. You guys can ask them questions. We did not technically just from Manarat, but majority from Manarat, guys. So sadly.
Honestly, it's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully this actually help you guys. We also do post stories for you guys to like ask questions on. So please go check our Instagram and then post like and like ask us any questions because the next episode is gonna be with one of the graduates. So stay tuned for that. And we're gonna be posting like weekly episodes with one of the graduates. And yeah,
Yeah. Is that it? Wait, I think I had something else to say. I forgot if it was about one of the plants. No, I think also the talks that we're doing at the beginning of next year, we're gonna go in and like, you know, at our school and then hopefully our ambassadors will do the same, where they're gonna go and give talks about college and stuff so that we can
mhm.
get more people on this network. So that's also something to look forward to. Keep an eye out.
Guys, we're like I'm not joking. We genuinely do want to make a difference, and we genuinely do want to help because we've been through this process and we know how like overwhelming or stressful or even like complicated this process is. So we genuinely like, are trying our best to like make a difference. If you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. And yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's it.
Thank you guys for watching this episode, and we'll see you guys next week for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.